It looks good.
Thank you. Hello, I'm Rory O'Connor and you're joining Smooth Radio. Joining me today is the one and only Michael Bublé. How are you?
Good, Rory. It's nice to see you, man.
I've
you
dreamt
look good,
of this
man.
moment.
Yeah, you look great, man, too.
Well, I saw your van outside and I might have nicked one off the back.
I like the color, too. It's like a beautiful, it's like a turquoise.
It's like a teal-y, yeah.
Teal, Pacific teal, really nice.
You have a green one on tour at the
I
moment.
do, yeah. I look like a big leprechaun.
Well, I did feel those kind of vibes when I left the house today.
Oh, don't worry. Don't be self-conscious. You look great.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming back to London. It's
Oh,
been great having you here. 100 shows.
Crazy, no? That was 100 shows the other night, yeah. And 22
22.
at the O2, yeah.
I was there on Monday night.
Oh, cool.
You probably recognised my face from the pit going, that's that weirdo again.
Did you like it? Did you have
Loved
fun?
it, I loved it. I mean, I've been to so many of your concerts. My favourite ever one was Dublin at Croke Park when you came back
I love it,
after.
yeah. That was an emotional
Your
one.
joy was just infectious.
Yeah, man.
Did you see how I ran? I actually physically did this so I could look like more manly, like. Because I really went like this.
Yet I think I cried for like 2 hours after. I was so emotional, man. I remember walking off the stage and I was a mess. It meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to me, that show. That was it was one of those big moments in my life, you know. I didn't know if I would come back or when and what would happen, and I just, man, that was pure joy.
Yeah.
I loved every second of that.
And fans came all across the world for that.
I know, it was crazy. It was really emotional, yeah.
And I'm not just saying it because
Thank
you're
you.
here, but it was actually my favourite concert that I've ever been
Oh,
to.
thank you so much.
So
You're making me shy.
What have you been up to since you've been in London? Do you get to enjoy it when you're here?
You know what? I think I enjoy a lot of my relationships have, in the last 17 years, have grown, and I think it's funny to say it, but I don't go out. I don't really go outside. My time usually is spent in the O2, you know, getting to the O2, rehearsing and hanging and kind of seeing all the people there. But I love that. I love the relationship I have. Like, I mean, you know, how you can imagine how it must feel for me to play the O2 22 times. That 22 times, 22,000 people have paid their hard-earned money to come to hang with me. So I feel like I feel a lot of gratitude and like it's a joy. Like I think I said it last night. I said, you know, here I am. It's my favorite time of year. I'm in one of my favorite places in the world. I'm with my favorite people. I get to sing my favorite music. It's pretty much heaven for me.
But we don't have to wait too long for you coming back because you're actually coming to the UK next year.
Yeah, that night at Croke and later at Hyde, I loved the experience of being outside. I thought it was awesome. Like
it wasn't until it rained at Hyde Park.
Yeah, but even that made it better.
We
Like
got
for
soaked.
me, it was like there's something magic about that it's like, you know, I think people like myself, like I can't speak for everybody. I want an experience, and I want to experience something that isn't what everyone else is experiencing. I want to have something that's special and that's mine and that's my memory, and I think when you have those kind of shows and they're outdoor and they're loose and everybody's sitting down and having wine and, you know, chilling.
And it's at a castle, it's only going to be fitting now,
it's
isn't
going to
it?
be so beautiful. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. And this is my idea. Like I keep telling people this. This wasn't some agent that said, oh, what if we, this was me saying to them, can we do this? It's funny, I asked in America, and I said, can we do it in, maybe we can go to baseball stadiums and, you know, go on the field and, you know, have 40,000 people, and they were sort of reticent about it. Here they were like, yeah, let's go to these castles. I think they had a lot more the luxury of having the sort of space and these beautiful, picturesque settings to have these concerts. And maybe in America they didn't feel that a baseball field was as romantic, but I thought it was.
Well, we'll have to keep our fingers crossed for the weather.
Yeah.
But throughout this tour, you've brought your kids up on stage as well. I think they absolutely love singing Nobody But Me with
They
you.
go crazy. Yeah, that's my favorite part. I think that they love. It's funny, man. I never want to cross that line of ever exposing them to something
Absolutely.
that they haven't asked for. It's funny, I'd finish the show and get on the tour bus, and my kids would be devastated. Poppy, why didn't you let me sing? I was ready to sing, Poppy, so I couldn't help it. I had to put the microphone down and let them do their thing.
And the dancing's great.
Oh, dude, that's my life. That's the joy of my life, I'm a better entertainer when they're with me too.
Absolutely.
Much better. I think I'm a happier guy, so I think that sort of shows on stage.
Yeah. And anytime I go to one of your concerts, I always see the same faces at a lot of them. So it must be lovely for you to see familiar faces in the audience.
Oh yeah, for sure it is. Yeah. I think I think the reason that you see a lot of familiar faces, or some, is that there have been people the last 15 years or 17 years that have come to every show, and finally I just thought they had spent enough money on tickets, and so I just give them the tickets. Because I think once you've spent whatever, I think that you don't need to spend more. You've shown me that that's enough, and so a lot of those fans, they just sort of are invited guests each time I come.
Yeah. And there's a great social media following on. They've got the Bublé Insider.
I don't know.
You don't know that?
I haven't.
Big
I don't.
Community.
It's funny, man. I don't know.
Loving and supporting you.
I love that. I don't know. I don't look at it. I know nothing about it. I'm really insulated from everything. No one's allowed to tell me anything. I don't know.
But it's only positive.
No. I mean, I don't know. I just think, for me to have a healthy relationship with this thing that I do, I
100%.
think I have to completely separate the real me and my life and what's important, and then things I can't control, like social media or the results and what people are saying or thinking. I think I'm not strong enough to deal with it, so it's better for me just not to know. Ignorance is bliss sometimes.
Well, Smooth Radio and Michael Bublé are a perfect fit, and we're already playing your new version of White Christmas. It's already on the airwaves. You've got a new video out for that as well.
Yeah.
And I spoke to the director of that, and he said there's loads of Easter eggs throughout. You chuck presents off, look closely at the present. I've watched that video 1,000 times and I still haven't worked it out. Have you seen it?
Of course, I did.
Do you know what the Easter eggs are?
Of course I do.
I haven't.
There's tons of
I get the
Easter
band.
eggs.
I can find the band, but I can't find the presents.
There's the band, there's presents, there's actually, if you look on the bedroom wall in the video,
With the gingerbread men.
you'll see that, and you'll also see, so it's my 3 kids and my wife putting them to sleep. But then if you look on the wall, you'll see there's 2 jerseys. There's the jumper of my favorite hockey team, the Canucks, and there's a jumper of my son's, our favorite football team in Argentina called River Plate. And so there's little Easter eggs like that. They're fun.
So I had the privilege of speaking to Priscilla Presley and Mary Crosby a couple of weeks ago. They came into Smooth. So I wanted to speak about people that have influenced you, obviously Bing and Elvis, Dean Martin, Bobby Darin. What have they meant to you?
Elvis, I think, obviously musically, I love what he did as an entertainer, but I think getting to know people like Priscilla and getting to sort of know people that had spent their life with Elvis and been friends, it made me like him more, because I think he was a good man. I think he was a cat who never took people's dignity away. I think he was an empathetic soul. And like many of us, he lost his way a little bit. I think it's easy to do when you're insulated. Musically, I love a lot of what he did. I love the drama of what he brought to a stage. I think he's a great entertainer. Dean Martin, another person who I've got to know, people within his family, like his daughter Dina, and I just thought what he did looked so effortless.
Yeah.
But what's funny is when you watch someone in the arts and what they do is that effortless or seems that effortless, I think now I realize how much work they put into doing what it is they're doing to make it look like it's easy. There's a great author, a Canadian author named Malcolm Gladwell, and he says that he believes there's a 10,000 hour rule, and that if you want to become great at something, if to become great at something, the way the Beatles became great at something, Gates, was 10,000 hours of work, of practice. And when you put that much time in, you become great at it. And that's kind of what I've seen in all of these people that I've idolized and treasured, is that each one of them in their own way has just put in so much time to hone their craft and make what they do seem like it's effortless. And I love it. And more surprising with Dean Martin, I always, you see this gregarious, funny, charming man on stage, and the more of the people I talked to that spent life with him, the more research I did, the more surprised I was to find out that he was a very quiet man, that he was a loner. He didn't like small talk. He didn't love entertaining. He didn't love being out around people. His favorite thing in the world was sitting at home and watching football on television. So it's cool when you find out these things.
Lovely. Well, we also had Charlie Puth come in, and he spoke to us about the production process for Love You Anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say, the funniest moment on Monday night was when you spoke about the music video that everyone was watching up behind you.
Yeah.
And your wife's response to that.
Yeah, it's the truth. Yeah, my wife's response. You were looking up above me to the video. Yeah. You were watching the music video, and I know what you were thinking. You were looking at the person next to you saying, "Is that his wife in the music video? Is that not what you were asking?" Yes, I can tell. It's not my wife. As I said to you, I don't know the results of anything, and I refuse to know. So when they sent me the music video, I thought, well, you know what, I don't even want to look at it. I was there, I shot it. So I said to my wife at the dinner table, I said, can you just look at it and tell me if I look okay, if there's any shots that you think are, whatever, that need to be changed. And she looked at it and said, "Who is this woman in the video, Mike?" And what she actually said was, she said, "She make you smile." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, it's a music video." She said, "No, because I know your fake red carpet smile, and I know your real smile, and it's a real smile."
So she'll be in all future videos.
She didn't love it. She didn't love the video, but I mean, it's just teasing. She's just teasing me. It's not real. It's the same thing when she has to do like a love scene. I don't love that she has to do a love scene. I get that it's part of her craft, but of course I give her hell for it too.
Yeah. I also wanted to speak about collaborations. You've collaborated with so many people, the Papini sisters, Meghan Trainor, Tony Bennett. Is there anyone that you'd still love to collaborate with? And just to put it out there, I am available.
Okay, yeah, let's go. Sure. I've been so lucky, man. When I sit back and think about it, I've worked with Mariah and Celine and Rod Stewart and Bennett and Bieber, and God, I can just keep going down the list.
The list isn't. I condensed it.
God, Mary J. Blige was amazing. Oh man, there's so many.
Even the digital ones like Bing and Elvis.
Yeah, I mean that Elvis one came because of Priscilla, because Priscilla would come to the shows and we got to know each other, and she's such a, she is such an incredible lady. She's just pure class, and she said, "Oh, I'd love if you guys did this virtual thing together." And who would I love to work with today? Man, there's so many. There's so many. I really like Gary Barlow a lot. He's another guy who's there's the word gentleman that isn't used a lot today, and he's a gentleman. He's a real gentleman. So there's a guy that I really like. I'm trying to think of who else I really like. I know I listen to a lot of stuff. Puth is great. Sharon is great. There's too many. I like Luis Miguel. He's a Mexican singer who's had a massive career. He's almost like, he would be like Latin America's Elvis. He's another one I like. Bocelli, I like Bocelli a lot. I love Josh Groban.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm being wrapped up, so I've got one final question for you. Every time I watch a Bond film, I always think, why have they not got Michael Bublé singing the Bond theme?
Dun, 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 dun. No, I'd love to, of course. Who would you, I would never say no. Oh my God, no, please. Damn, yes. But I'm not renouncing my citizenship for it.
Well, thank you so much for joining me,
Thanks,
Michael.
man.
Absolutely pleasure.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
It's really nice to hang with you.
And yeah, collaboration, I'm ready.
Okay, done. Done and done.
Thank you.
switch on to Smooth, your relaxing music mix.